Hi everybody, I'm Ken Workington, and we are back with our second season of the Inside Track, a 20-week series of major race coverage, weekly features and interviews, and previews of upcoming stakes action. I'll be joined by Dave Brower, Mike Kersey, and Ken Hornick, and a new face on the program, Heather Vitale. We'll have a fun, behind-the-scenes look at the sport. Joining me now is Bob Hayden, and Bob, the sport's million-dollar event's just around the corner, and this season there are no real standouts.
Now, the stakes season is already upon our doorstep. The youngsters go for more money in the next 7 weeks than at any other time comparable this year. This year might be a little more interesting than some of the other years. There is no marquee horse. Nobody, at least as of yet, jumps off the page.
28 of the sport's top 3-year-old facing colts were at Woodbine Racetrack in Toronto, featuring 3 $100,000 divisions of the Burlington Stakes. John Campbell, the sport's top driver, won the first 2 divisions, and Twinbee Champ established himself as the top prospect for the $1 million North America Cup coming up in 2 weeks there. The Ontario sensation by Apache's fame made it 3 for 3 in 2000 with a career best of 150 and 4 despite fighting the wind.
He's in very good hands for the North American Cup. His sire won it in 1990. His trainer Jack Darling captured it in 1997.
Oh, I'm just really happy with him. He's trained back good all year. His first 2 starts were great, and then tonight he was even better, and it's just a really exciting time for us right now.
Yeah, he felt strong the whole mile. He was going in good form, and you never know when you get in a little tougher how they're going to react, but he handled it really well, and he was very comfortable at the wire. There was more left. How much, we'll find out in the next couple of weeks, I'm sure.
Well, John Campbell will certainly have some choices to make, as he also captured the second Burlington division with 3-5 favorite Gallo Blue Chip. He was an easy winner in a lifetime best of 151 over Mr. Prez and Life's Not Fair. Gallo Blue Chip pulled out in mid-stretch and won going away. He was undefeated 8 for 8 as a 2-year-old and dominated New York Sire Stakes.
This is the first time John Campbell drove the New York bred. It was now 11-15 lifetime. Of those 4 losses, 3 times he was hit in the face by the whip. The other he lost by a neck. 29-year-old trainer Mark Ford. The biggest month of his life is right now.
Well, yeah, I wasn't very confident coming in, but he makes me feel a little better tonight. This is the first time he raced against really good colts, and you know, he did catch probably the easier of the divisions, but still, he raced from behind tonight and moved a couple times to the front, and I was very happy with him. Yeah. Yeah, he's a big, strong colt. He's got a big engine. He's a little green and not quite as handy as you'd like, but I'm sure with racing he's going to get better that way. But he's got the one thing you can't teach, and that's speed.
Time now to bring in Dave Brower, and Dave, in the 3rd division at Woodbine, local driving star Randy Waples was looking to cause a commotion, but Luke Ouellette had a winning streak to keep alive.
And guys, that streak belonged to Heifetz Hanover, a son of Cambest, who rode a 7-race roll into his first test with sophomore stake stars, and the Even Money Public Choice had his hands full with another son of Cambest, Cam Ocean. The 3rd and final division of the Burlington matched up 2 sparkling sons of Cambest and Cam Ocean in Heifetz Hanover, the latter of whom was untested against stakes quality horses while amassing a 7 for 9 career record. When the challenge came, though, the Richard Chansky trained colt responded for Luke Ouellette to hold on and ride his winning streak to 8 races. Winning co-owner Larry Roman practically ensured victory in next week's North America Cup eliminations, expressing the highest confidence in his colt's ability. As for trainer Chansky, he knew his colt was up to the test.
Ecstatic. He came into the race. Everybody thought he was an underdog because he never raced against anybody before, but I had very much confidence in him. I knew he, would be as good as anybody else. My colt, he needs other horses to race him. If they go 32nd last quarter, they'll never get by him. If they go 25 and 4, they won't get by him. He just wants another horse to race.
Well, I think all along we thought he was a pretty nice horse, but like you said, until you do beat the right horses, you can't give him too much credit. But he's such a natural athlete, and he's so easy on himself. He gets over the ground real easy. He's quick. He's handy. So that element right there makes him a pretty nice horse.
With more on the Burlington Stakes at Woodbine, time now to check in with our Woodbine correspondent, Ken Hornick.
Despite not recording a victory, most observers, including myself, were impressed with the effort of Estrellas with OJC Kingpin Chris Christophorou in the sulky. The Arch-Place son and last year's Breeders' Crown runner-up did everything expected of him from his connections in his 3-year-old debut and is primed for the North America Cup. I like the way Heifetz Hanover stayed game in the stretch to hold off the highly touted Cam Ocean after being used hard in the early going. And how about the Apache's famed son, Twinbee Champ, pacing away from Estrellas in the fastest mile ever paced on Canadian soil by a 3-year-old Ontario sired son of 150 and 4. This year's North America Cup should set the stage for what will be a very wide-open division in the year 2000. That's the style of racing that fans enjoy. Reporting from Woodbine, I'm Ken Hornick for the Inside Track.
The Saturday night feature at the Meadowlands was the $200,000 Arthur J. Cutler Memorial, paying tribute to a late horse owner and top New York restaurateur. Fool's Goal had earned favorite status by virtue of a world record 152 mile in the prep, plus victory for the great mare Fern would make her a millionaire. Well, both Fool's Goal and Fern broke stride past the quarter, and the complexion of the race changed completely, and a big door opened for Magician.
After Magician made both Fern and Fool's Goal disappear, the result was a mere formality. Buckeye Dave Miller and Magician improved to near $1 million lifetime, and with a schedule that included nearly $3 million in stakes from here on out for trainer Earl Cruz and owner Bill Augustine, Magician has a legitimate shot to be Trotter of the Year. Last year in the Matt Ray, he upended Supergood for $424,000 to give Dave Miller the biggest win of his driving career.
Hi again, everyone. I'm Mike Kersey. Coming up later in the show, I'll tell you the story of a man who trains and drives a very rare horse. That story coming up later as the Inside Track continues on Fox Sports Net.
No one denies that racing horses is a venture that involves a lot of risk. The newest member of our Inside Track team, Heather Vitale, examines the issue of safety in harness racing and what is done to ensure it.
Danger is a way of life for today's harness driver. Close quarters and near misses are daily occurrences as lives are put on the line in every race. But advances in technology have made conditions for harness drivers safer than ever. For example, many states have made it mandatory to wear safety vests during a race.
The safety vest is something that they've come up with in the last few years. It's just styrofoam padding inside of it's to protect your chest and your back. I've been in a few accidents. One time I broke 6 or 7 ribs. Another time I broke 5 or 6 ribs. And since I've been wearing this, I have been in a couple accidents, and no ribs have been broken. So I figure that's got to be a big help.
A daredevil's wardrobe is never complete without a helmet. But today's headgear is a far cry from the helmets of yesteryear.
I remember my father, many years ago, he was driving with the soft helmet, just like it's like driving with a baseball cap. Then they went to a hard helmet, but it wasn't much protection, and there was no way to no chin strap there, with just an elastic, and it would fly off your head, just with a big wind. But I would say in '84 or '85, then they came up with this helmet here, which is by far the best thing they came up with. It's not too heavy, and it's a lot of protection, and when it's fastened properly on your head, there's no way you would lose the helmet. A couple other drivers, they died because of a head injury, but with that helmet, I think they would have saved themselves. You can't think about it, because if you start to think about it, then you're not going to be a good driver anymore. Even when you have an accident, you got to step right back behind a horse as soon as you can. That's my feeling.
Despite all the safety gear, anytime a driver is thrown to the track, the threat of serious injury exists. That's why most racetracks have taken the major step of eliminating the hub rail, which presents serious danger if an accident occurs.
I did everything with the hub rail. On top of it, underneath it, I had a few accidents in my life and because of the hub rail. It's like a nightmare. I don't even want to think about it there. Almost, I would say, every week you feel that you save an accident racing without the hub rail.
That's why most racetracks have replaced the inner rail with pylons, providing a safety zone for horses and drivers.
Well, without the hub rail, you have more options. If something goes wrong, you have, you can go to the inside or outside, whichever is the safest.
These drivers lay their lives on the line, being pulled by 1,000-pound animals at speeds of over 30 miles an hour. But hey, you know what they say, no guts, no glory.
Series continues to provide a great opportunity for the sport's top older horses, and last Friday at the Big M was a prime example. Round 3 of the Classic Distaff, 18 talented pacing mares in 2 divisions. The first went to the heavy favorite Bronze Girl, who has earned her status as the leader in her division so far this season, driven by John Campbell for the first time, a career best here of 150.
And she's 20 for her last 34. Her time of 150 flat is 4/5 off the world record set last year by Gallery at 149.1.
Distaff Division 2 featured the Iron Tough Sanibel Island setting the pace, but her 1-month layoff took its toll in deep stretch as she bears out, allowing Pan Yankees and Luke Willett clearance up the inside. The 5-year-old Arts Place mare, one of 5 distaffers entered by owner Bob Blazer, surged through to record only her 2nd victory on the season from 15 starts. She's trained by Rich Chansky and was reunited with Willett. Sanibel Island was disqualified from 2nd and placed 3rd after drifting out into lifetime member.
We're certainly keeping our eye on Hambletonian eligibles. For more trotting action highlights at Woodbine, let's check in again with Ken Hornick.
Local horse Earl of Stormont, with Doug Brown driving, took control of his $93,000 Colonial Division for the 3-year-old trotting colts at the half and prevailed as the heavy favorite, winning by 2 lengths over First Levac and Reign to Jimmy Tactor in a time of 1:56.2, with Shelley Mark Burke 3rd. Earl of Stormont is a younger brother to Lord Stormont, a career winner of 22 races and $875,000. Like Lord Stormont, Earl of Stormont is trained by Norm Jones for owner-breeder Eric Baker.
Well, it's hard to say if he can get any better, but he's sure done well in hand so far. He does it very effortlessly. He's a big, strong horse, and that's where I think he's going to be good, because he'll go a lot longer than maybe some of them will.
PJ's Daddy took advantage of heavily favored Super Spicy going outside into the first turn, and the lackluster performance of second choice Scepter Hanover, and was an easy winner of the 2nd Colonial Division at 10-1 odds. Trainer Paul Walker guided the son of Donna Rail to the front just before the half-mile point of the race and cruised to an in-hand 2-length score and a new mark of 158. Long shots Eldorado Max and Danzig rounded out the top 3. Several of the Colonial participants, including both winners, will next compete in the Canadian Trotting Classic eliminations this weekend at Woodbine, with a $500,000 final set for June 24th. For Canadian racing fans, the start of summer got underway last weekend at Woodbine as the stakes season commenced. First up was the Colonial 80 Trot for 3-year-old fillies. 3 divisions were required with close to $140,000 on the line. Armbrook Temple trotted to a new stakes and career mark of 156.2 with Tony Kerwood driving. The daughter of Garland Nobel is a perfect 2 for 2 this year after earning more than $100,000 as a rookie. She outsprinted great expectations and Northern Jewel to the finish in the long Woodbine stretch. Armbrook Temple is trained by Kerwood's wife, Susie. Hornby Jean was an upset winner in her division at 40-1 odds with Rick Zeron driving. Race favorite Clone Cosmos broke stride leaving, but recovered to be 3rd. Hambletonian Oaks eligible Earl of My Dreams trotted to a career best time of 157.4 to win her split over Charisse Hanover and Key Lime Hanover.
Let's go to Illinois. Balmoral Park on Saturday featured an elimination for the first American National Stake of the season. The top 7 fillies advanced along with 3 other fillies who were given byes. And the very impressive Popcorn Penny made it 3 in a row for Joe Anderson. Unraced as a 2-year-old, she steamrolls to a 151 mile, fresh off a 150.4 Scorcher.
And just her 4th career start, and Joe Anderson was 1-2. Musical Dreamer ranked 12th in experimental, and only behind Eternal Damnation when the fillies was 2nd. Undefeated freshman Incredible Tilly 3rd.
It's Dragon again, who heads the U.S. Trotting Association's top 10 poll this week, garnering 30 of the 35 first-place votes over Western Ideal and D.M. Dillinger. The Raging Dragon returned to Canada after a 4-1 upset win in the Hudock Memorial at Hazel Park and handed yet another defeat to early season star D.M. Dillinger in a free-for-all at Woodbine on Saturday. As one of John Campbell's 4 winning drives, the 5-year-old Dragon Slayer Stallion won for the 9th time in 2000 and is closing in on $500,000 for owner Ed Mullinex.
There have been 7 sub-150 miles in Canada. John Campbell now owns 3 of them. Dragon again, he made almost $1 million at 3 before it was discovered he had some floating bone chips in his ankle. He took some time off, surgery, came back better than ever.
There's always plenty of high expectation when you're bringing back a 2-year-old champion into his 3-year-old season, especially when you have the early favorite for the 75th anniversary $1 million Hambletonian, trotting's ultimate prize. Well, we have the story of last year's 2-year-old trotting colt champion and his trainer, Dan Daly, who's hoping to pull off the ultimate Daily Double.
It's just a great thrill because it's everything that I always wanted to do. You know, race horses, that's it.
Dan Daly's greatest thrill is training and driving Master Levesque, by far the best horse he's ever had and a top contender for the Hambletonian.
Last year when I came up here, I came up with 10 horses and had a stall cleaner and one groom, and I did 10 horses. And this year, I swear, I'm just going to rub one horse, his Master. You know, feels good. I was a good groom when I was younger, so it gives me another advantage, you know. I mean, I see him from top to bottom every day, and he's the best horse I ever had, you know. And it's once in a lifetime thing, and we're not taking any chances. I mean, you know, anything can happen. Stupid things happen all the time. A bad step, just anything, you know.
Dan grew up in Galloway, New York, near Saratoga. As a teenager, he worked in a restaurant and cleaned stalls at the track. With a passion for horses, he became a groom and eventually a driver and trainer. Now, Dan realizes the significance of his current star horse.
I never even just dream about rubbing one that's good enough for the Hambletonian. We've been pretty blessed this last year, and hopefully it'll continue, you know. But the one thing is we're going to have a lot of fun with it, too. He's going to give them a run for their money. I mean, they're going to have to beat him.
Who wants an apple tree? Would you like an apple tree?
Dan's passion for Master Levesque is surpassed only by his love for his family. He and his wife, Anne-Marie, have 2 children.
She's stuck it out through bad times, too, you know. I mean, there's been a lot of broke times and bailing out times, you know, but she always stuck with me, so. And when we got married, the Justice of the Peace said for richer or for poorer. She started giggling because she figured it was going to be for poor forever.
In January of 1999, Master Levesque suffered a tendon injury. Suddenly, prospective buyers became leery of taking a chance on a horse that had not yet competed in a single race. The injury may have been a blessing in disguise.
I probably wouldn't have had him if he was 100% sound, and yeah, maybe we'd have put the price a little higher or something, but somebody to come and paid the money, I'm sure. For me, I want a great horse, you know. I mean, that's what I do. I train and drive and race horses. The money's nice, but I'd rather have a good horse, you know.
In Master Levesque, Dan Daly has something special, and the opportunity to go from being a relatively unknown horseman to the winner of the Hambletonian.
You got to win that one to try and win the Triple Crown. You know, nobody's done that in a long time, and I want to give him a shot at it. You know, he's that kind of horse. He always seems to rise to the occasion. I think he will this year, too, or hope he will this year anyway.
Unfortunately, Master Levesque suffered an injury in a training session at Vernon Downs on May 20th. But trainer Dan Daly is very optimistic. He can bring him back in time and have him ready to go for the Hambletonian August 5th. At the Meadows in Pennsylvania, the top-rated pacer in the experimental ratings bounced back with a stake-shattering time in Pennsylvania Sire Stakes. His name is Ain't No Stopping It.
There were 32 entered in 4 divisions, 3 of the 4 taken by Sons of Western Hanover, 13 of the 32 by that Hanover Shoe Farm Stallion, 151-4, new stakes record, ranked number 1 this year in the experimentals. He's now batting 50%, 6 for 12 life.
Well, Bob Hayden, we've seen most of the top 3-year-old pacing colts, but how about the Fire Pan? We haven't seen him yet, and Bob Glazer's Peter Pan stable is looking for a follow-up to the Ponderosa.
That's right. They won the Meadowlands Pace last year, Bob Glazer's Peter Pan, with the Ponderosa, looking for 2 in a row. His best 2-year-old last year was the Fire Pan, who in just his 3rd start won the Metro, the biggest 2-year-old race in Canada. But he's been slow coming back this year. There's been a barn change. We haven't seen him on the racetrack yet. And recently, I talked to Bob Glazer to find out exactly what is the situation with the Fire Pan.
Well, the Fire Pan qualified for the 3rd time this year. That was this morning at the Meadowlands. Went 52-4 last quarter, I believe, in 27-2. John was pretty happy with him, and I elected to pass on the Burlington and the North America Cup to get them down here to Jersey, get them acclimated to the Meadowlands, point them towards the Meadowlands pace. So the Fire Pan is going into the New Jersey Sire Stakes. I believe it's June 17th. And then after that, either a week off or a qualifier or an overnight and a historic series, Meadowlands Pace of Limbs, hopefully Meadowlands Pace finals.
Well, Dave Brower, the Fire Pan might be aiming for the second leg of Sire Stakes. In the first leg on Saturday, it was San Gimignano, an easy winner. Riverboat King, a fast-closing third.
And guys, trainer Steve Elliott knows how to have his colt ready for the big ones, as he's already proven with the multi-stakes winner. As for San Gimignano, trainer George Berkner switched drivers to Cat Manzi, and that combo is 1-for-1 after a Sire Stakes win.
This is a top 10 list of 3-year-old pacing colts compiled by Bob Hayden. And Bob, you've had Gallo Blue Chip #1 3 weeks in a row.
11 for 15, had a grinding nature. He just keeps getting better. Motion. Could this be Blissful Hall, the sequel? We'll find out. Heifetz Hanover may not be just a speed show anymore. He might have some endurance added to his game. And Astreos, in his first start of the year, a very encouraging second. But Ken, the most interesting horse might be Powerful Toy. Michael Chance moves in for Chris Ryder here. Remember, Michael Chance has engineered the two biggest upsets in the North American Cup in the 90s. 1992, safely kept over Western Hanover. 1998 with Straight Path. And 8 of the past 9 North American Cups have gone to either Michael Chance or John Campbell.
Let's check out next week's highlights here. We've got the American National Stakes, the first of the season for 3-year-old filly pacers, and eliminations for some big events at Woodbine.
Canadian Trotting Classic goes to $700,000. Last year, a stakes record 154 by Star Chip Enterprise over 54 3/2 for Jimmy Doherty. And the North America Cup eliminations for the 17th edition, the 14th straight time it goes for over $1 million, and only once has a non-Canadian driver ever won the North America Cup. Mark O'Mara in '87 with Jade LaBelle.
And on a final note, let's send out some congratulations to driving sensation Walter Case Jr. This guy's amazing. He equaled his own record, winning 10 of 15 races at Pocono Downs on Saturday night, a record that's co-held by Dave Pallone. Walter Case Jr. will soon become only the second driver in harness history to win over 9,000 races. Just amazing. For all of us here at the Inside Track, I'm Ken Workington. Thanks for watching.